Hey everyone, welcome back. So in a previous video, we talked about how to create a very simple overlay, one that invites people to leave comments in our videos and so forth. Okay, great. So how do we then export this over to a file that we can use in Adobe Premiere Pro? Well, a couple of things real quick. First of all, I'm going to come on over here to Adobe Premiere Pro. Here we are. Now, remember, we don't necessarily need to export. So for instance, here is the composition that we put together in that previous video, and I can just simply take this, drag it over, and it's going to say, hey, do you want that one? And I say, yes, I do. And lo and behold, there it is. There is the overlay that we created. Okay, fantastic. So why export? Well, sometimes we might have an overlay that has lots and lots of assets attached to it. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go to my subscribe and like overlay. This overlay, this one right here, well, it has all kinds of, graphics included and sound effects and so forth. And if I drag that over, it will work fine. But that is only if all of these assets are available. Well, if they're not available, well, then we have a problem, because then when you try to drag this over, it won't work properly. So what we want to do is export it to a file so that when we do drag that exported file over, all of the sounds, all of the graphics, everything we need are embedded inside the export file. Okay, so let's talk about how to do that. Now, a quick note, I am going to show you how to export your overlay in a format that works on both PC and Mac. There are a lot of different ways that we can export these files, and frankly, it can get pretty overwhelming. I like to export these in such a way that anybody on any platform can use the file. So just a quick note there. All right, so here's the composition we created in a previous video. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, check out the link in the description below where I show you how to create this overlay. As a quick primer, it comes in and says, what do you think? Tell us in the comments below, and then it all disappears. Fantastic. So we want to export this in a file that will work in both PC and Mac. How do we do this? Well, the first thing we do is we come up here to Composition, and we go to Add to Render Queue. Now, this brings up some settings down here that we want to look at. Best settings, leave that alone. Nothing to worry about. Output module, this we do want to pull up. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that we are in QuickTime format. We are here. Now, yeah, you could do this in AVI if you're on just the PC, but we're not just PC. I want to make it so it works in both Apple and PC. So QuickTime format, great. The next thing we want to do is come here to Format Options. We're going to click that, and we're going to look at all these options. Once again, all kinds of options available to us. The one we want is Apple ProRes 4444XQ. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to come down here to OK. Then I want to come to Video Output. Right here we have the channels. We want RGB plus alpha. RGB is the colors, that is red, green, blue, and alpha is the transparent background. That way we make sure that everything that does not have anything visible is invisible. All right, pretty great. So now we are all set here. I can now come down here to OK. And then we go to Output to. Well, basically, where do I want to save this? I'm going to go ahead and save this ProRes 4444XQ. All right, I can go ahead and save that. And then I come over here to render, or you can just hit return. Go ahead and hit enter, return. Yeah, I learned to type on a typewriter. All right, it's return. Anyway, we hit enter, and it's going to start rendering. Render along, and then we're all set. Gives a cool little sound there and all that good stuff. Now here's the file that I exported. Now, if I try to play it on my PC, it won't work. But to show you that it does indeed work, I come back over here to my Premiere Pro. We'll go ahead and delete that. Remember, that was the one that we just dragged over. And now I am going to drag over the file that we just exported. So I bring that over, and lo and behold, it works fantastic. Not too shabby. So there you go. And remember, the really nice thing about this is you can use it on both PC and Mac, and you don't have to worry about hanging on to all the assets, you know, the sound effect and the graphics that you include in the overlay. You can just have that one file and you're good to go. All right? I hope this was helpful. And until we talk again, have a fantastic day.